Hello, everybody. Spider here at DeFi Car Podcast. Once again, I have Richard Odoms in the studio. Richard, how are you, man?
Doing great, doing great.
Man, it is Monday morning, and I'm still asleep. So if you see me leaning over, man, just kind of wake me up a little bit.
It's all good, man.
And I was asking you earlier when you got here. I mean, you got this fight coming up. You're still teaching. I mean, of course, you're still working.
Mm-hmm.
When do you have time to sleep, man?
Sleep is a luxury. No, man, you try to get in where you can, and sometimes of those, you get a little break in anything, you passed out right there.
Take a little. Do you any naps in between the day, man, or do you just?
We do a lot of naps.
Oh, there you go, man. Definitely helps. Now you have a fight still coming up, and this is going to be in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here in San Antonio, of course, the Cowboys Dance Hall. This is for Fury Fighting Championship. How's everything going, man, training-wise?
Everything's been good. Everything's on point. Everything's worked out. When it came to my training partners, Aaron Rosa is usually my guy. But this time he had a bicep injury, so I had to work around him. So with that being said, everything's been working out well.
No, definitely. And I know that other gents have been posting. You've been training pretty much everywhere, man. I mean, wherever there's bodies, right?
I'm all over everywhere.
And how does that work out for you? I mean, as far as getting, because nobody's, I guess, out of your size. Mm-hmm. So how does that work, man? I mean,
I just try to find it where I can get it, man. And mostly I'm being very technical, so it helps out a lot. Rather than having to muscle somebody every day. More technicalness is what I'm coming from.
So the speed, I mean, the little guys, of course, you're having to move around and kind of follow them around, I guess, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
Now, once again, man, I know on the last episode that we had you in here with, we had talked about your UFC fight and how that didn't plan out. Mm-hmm. Now, you have fought for quite a few promotions. I mean, you have fought outside the country, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what titles have you held since then?
I haven't had any titles yet, no title shots. But I had the title shot in WSOF Global, and that was my last one over there. Then I came back here. I got the Legacy, the LFA belt, and then from there it's just COVID hit and nothing.
Put a pause button. Now, talking about COVID, man, of course, I mean, they're talking about this super variant coming and here in the U.S. I mean, of course, regardless, I mean, safety first. I mean, we got to take care of ourselves. You being a police officer, because you are in street patrol, how do you guys manage to stay safe out there?
It's been like that since the beginning, man. You just go out there and you face what you have to face, and it is what it is. Try to protect yourself as much with masks and things like that. But if you're practicing good hygiene, I haven't had any issues. I've hadn't had any issues since the beginning of everything. So
right.
Everything's been great.
No, and of course, family at home, everybody's safe.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's good. Nobody's been sick. Everybody's been top.
The best of health. Huh?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, because today, actually, school started for most of San Antonio, man. Are you glad?
Man, I love my kids, but they need to go to school.
There you go.
You drive somebody else crazy.
Send them out before they eat everything at home, huh?
Hey, it is what it is.
Now, I mean, being said, man, I mean, of course, I've got kids at school also, but I mean, school zones, I mean, everybody's got to look out and be safe around. It's not for their kids, for everybody else's kids, right? Mm-hmm. Now, talking about home, you said earlier, man, in between the work and training, and when you get home, man, what are some of the daily duties that Mr. Odoms has to do around the house?
I mean, most of the time, my wife gets everything. So I usually come in and slum out and hang out with the kids and, sit there, watch movies or something like that. Some low key. So
nothing too strenuous.
Yeah, because I'm constantly running. But with that being said, my family's there. We sit there, read the Bible, watch movies, cooking, things like that. I still like to cook, man.
There you go, man. There you go. You see, in quality time, of course, it's important, man. I mean, everybody's on their social media outlets. I mean, I am, of course. But it kind of helps to kind of take a break and reset.
Yes, sir.
Now, this fight coming up, man, we had talked earlier also. I mean, you still have tickets available, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, for those that can't meet up with you, they can buy them online?
Yeah, you can get them online and just tag me as the person that you're buying for, and um, go at it.
No.
We'll see you there.
No, definitely. Have you heard anything? I know the tables have sold out. Have you heard anything about the tickets? I believe this show is going to sell out, man.
Man, tickets are going fast. Tables, I don't even know on tables. Tables are scarce. So if you're looking for a table, man, you're
bring
late.
your own.
You're late to the game.
No, definitely. Now, Cowboys Dance Hall, of course. I mean, you have fought there before.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as it being a smaller venue, I mean, is that something that you're comfortable with?
I don't know. It's right at home, man. And I love competing at Cowboys. I mean, some of my biggest fights have been at Cowboys. So, man, just the atmosphere of being at Cowboys is just, because for San Antonio, that's always been where it's at.
No, yeah.
Always Cowboys. So, I kind of like the atmosphere.
No, definitely. I mean, likewise, man. I like the whole. They got that mechanical bull, man. Can we see you there after the fight, man? Maybe.
No.
You can work on your close guard, man, so you don't fall off that bad boy. Now, let me ask you, Richard. Now, as far as this fight, man, you had talked about Aaron Rosa. I showed you a fight poster, man, and this thing, Alamo Showdown was the event, and I believe this was was this your pro debut?
I believe so. Yes.
Because on this one, I mean, obviously we have Aaron Rosa, we have Jay Peche, Billy Boo, and Jeff Benugli, man. I mean, everybody's older and wiser. At least some of us are. Now, as a fighter, I know I've seen your posts and I've seen your social media outlets. Do you kind of get fan crazy, like when you run into other fighters, like that you kind of look up to or see on TV?
It depends, man. It just depends on the situation. You catch me off guard, I'll be like, oh.
But, I mean, if there's one fighter out there that you kind of be like, cool to meet up, I mean, who would it be?
Man. All the people that are from Texas, Texas-wise, like Uriah Hall, some guys down from the Valley. I mean, man, if you're competing at that level, I feel like you deserve that respect, and I look up to that situation. No,
definitely, man. Now, this fight that happened actually over the weekend in Houston, man. I mean, we saw Derek Lewis taking on Cerrone game. Mm-hmm. Now, that fight, I mean, of course, you had Lewis winning. What did you see happen during that fight?
Oh, man, pressure is a thing. Pressure is something that you don't see as the fan on the outside. And then fighters' performance, man, it can shut people down. So I'm thinking along those lines that was the issue. That was probably the pressure situation. He's in Houston. He's fighting for the belt. Everybody and their mama asking for tickets, this and that.
Free shirts.
It's just crazy, So sometimes the pressure can get to you.
No, and that's another important thing that you brought up, because a lot of fighters usually fight week. They get off their phone and they get away from social media to kind of just zone in on the fight. Is that something that you're going to be doing?
It depends. It depends on the situation. Like if I feel like it's getting too much for me, then I'll pull back and reassess the situation from there. It's just a game of chess, and you got to keep it in perspective to be able to go out there and perform.
No, for sure, man. I mean, I'm sure at the level that you're in, because you have fought some high profile fights, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, not just in Texas, but outside the country, of course.
Yes, sir.
When you travel, does that kind of play like on your mind? Like, I mean, does it pressure you, like knowing you have to fly a couple hours, away or whatnot?
Man, that can be crazy. It's sometimes like when I had to go to Philippines, 24-hour flight, bro. Come on, man. 24-hour flight, being cooped up in a plane, got somebody next to you, don't know who is it. It's crazy, man. And so you gotta it's a mental game. It's the mental toughness that gets you through those things and get you to move past those things.
No, and like you said, I mean, the 24-hour flight, man, for me, I'd be thinking jet lag. I mean, when you land over there, how many days do you have before your fight to kind of like get used to the atmosphere?
I want to say I had like maybe 3 or 4 days before a fight. Um, but again, like I said, it's a mentality. It's mentality. It's how you take it and how you go about it. Um, everything you face in life, you have the ability to change it up, and it's all how you take that on rather than what it is. It
Right,
could be something bad, but if I take it as something that's great, there's no effect on me.
right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you play it's per fight, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem, man. Now, once again, man, I wanted to bring up another Texas fighter. Legacy Fighting Alliance happened a week ago, and we had Vernon Lewis, of course, fighting for the title. His opponent was no slouch, man. I mean, he was undefeated as an amateur. He came in 5-0, I believe, and a wrestler. So, I mean, when I saw him, honestly, I saw like a Daniel Cormier type body to where he can easily fight at light heavyweight and possibly heavyweight.
Yes.
So, during that fight, man, I mean, did you watch that fight?
Yes.
And what were your thoughts? I mean, Vernon Lewis, of course. I mean, he's out, but not he's down, but not out. I mean, he's definitely going to be coming back.
Oh no, he's definitely gonna be coming back. I think maybe again pressure maybe on this one here, but I think he underestimated him a little bit as far as what he was going to be doing. Kind of left his hands a little low, just expecting a takedown.
Right.
Um, there's a lot of things that can play in a fight and on a fighter's mind, so it's kind of hard to point out what happened in that situation. But I expected him to do better.
No, definitely, man. Now, and I know you have this fight coming up, but say after this fight with Fury and Legacy comes back with a title fight, something like that, would you be willing to step back up in there?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting a shot at that belt again. And if it's with him, fantastic. That'd be awesome. That'd be one fight for Texas, bro.
No, definitely. I mean, it'd be a main event anywhere, man. Obviously, honestly. Now, like we said earlier, man, and I want to bring this up because it is important for you guys to sell tickets and get the word out. So for those, once again, listening and wanting to purchase tickets, if they can't get a hold of you, they go to the Fury Fighting Championship website. Click on the link to buy, and of course, Richard Odoms is the man. Nobody else, right? Everybody else can get sold.
Nobody else. Nobody else.
No. Hey, bro, I do thank you, man. Like I said earlier, bro, I mean, I've been doing this for over 10 years, and you've been fighting for over 10 years. I mean, how long do you see your fight game going? I mean, till the day you don't want to fight anymore?
Yeah, that too, man. Because I feel healthy. I feel good. I don't have any injuries where I'm walking around ailing with this or ailing with that. Nothing but the norm, and I feel I still have a thirst for the game, and I'm always improving. That's what keeps me on the bar, because I'm always getting better. And as long as I continue to get better, as long as I continue to proceed, move forward, I don't see an end.
Oh, no, definitely, man. And that's important. I mean, there's a fight I wanted to bring up for a Time Fighting Championship happened in Miami, Florida. And, I mean, you had a fighter, Nate Marquardt, and he's a UFC veteran. And this guy's fought Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva. He was gone for like 6 years, man. And he just came back and fought. I mean, when fighters leave like that, I mean, do you think there is a niche eventually and they do want to come back to the fight game?
I think so, yeah. If you're involved in the game, and man, it's easier to go out there and fight than it is to go and coach. I think when I'm coaching, I get a lot more nervous than I would be if I was fighting. I'm not even going to touch a punch.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about it. And sometimes it's good. You have people that lead by example.
Definitely.
And when you can lead by example, you want to. So with that being said, if I'm retired away from the game and I'm just coaching and I'm trying to, inspire the people that are underneath me.
Right.
Shoot, why not fight? when I fight, when I show them, that everything that I say is exactly what I do.
Definitely, man. So you definitely want to lead by example.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, man, and this is outside the box. But, I mean, you have promotions like bare knuckle boxing. Who is it? George Masvidal has the Game Bread promotion, which is the bare knuckle vale tudo, like MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Would something like that be up your alley, or is that just too much?
I don't know. That's stepping a little too far over. See those guys' hands. I'm like, man, after a fight and win or lose,
Yeah.
their hands are all jacked up. And with that and just the easiness of, somebody throws a punch, boom. And already at my level, going back to Vernon Lewis, any heavyweight can put you out.
Yeah, right.
At this level, any heavyweight can put you out. It's not like I'm going in there and this guy doesn't have any power. No, everybody can put you out. So with that being said, having no glove or anything like that, bare knuckle, man,
too much damage.
It will be different, yeah. It'll be different.
Definitely, man. I just wanted to bring that out. I mean, I know there's for the young, I don't want to say the young generation, but I mean, people that are starting off, I guess they have a longer lifespan because they don't, get banged up as throughout the years. But I mean, so something like that would be off the books.
Yeah, I think that would shorten somebody's lifespan as far as that. Hand injuries,
facial
cuts,
lacerations and whatnot.
Things like that. I mean, if you get in a bare knuckle fight, you get hit, you gonna get cut.
Yeah. Bound to happen. Now, right quick, man, I did want to bring up a fighter from San Antonio. He's actually in California right now. Jamal Emmers, man, has a fight coming up for UFC the 28th of this month. Now, when you see local guys, of course, I mean, we all want to see them, progress and get out to the big show, man. So for fighters like that, I mean, guys that are starting off, I mean, what do you have to say?
Man, just work, man. Just work. As far as the situation, learn from everybody that's been there. Jamal Emmers, man, that's my mind. I hope the best for him. I hope that he does well. And he usually always does well when he goes out there and he represents. Man, this is just a sport where you cannot be stagnant, cannot be happy with what you have, because then everybody's just rising above each other, and you may have it today, and then tomorrow you're obsolete because your stuff is old, and you need to come up with something new. So it's always a sport that's always growing. You got to grow with the sport, and you got to try and be ahead of it.
No, definitely, man. And that's one of the things for me that I see with the fighters. It's that a lot of times they get opportunities that there's missed opportunities. I mean, there's guys that are constantly posting, be ready so you don't have to get ready. But then they get a last-minute fight and they're not ready. But, I mean, a lot of fights, I mean, that's how you get them. I mean, you got to kind of be prepared, be ready to get caught by the big show, of course. Yeah. But, I mean, Jamal Emmers, of course, I mean, he started from Florida, moved down here, started training. I mean, the guy I've known him since his amateur days, and I do wish him the best as well, man. Now, Richard, man, I do thank you for stopping by. I know you have a long week that started 2 weeks ago. But I do thank you for stopping, man. Anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, man. I just hope everybody comes out to the fight, comes out and enjoys the fights. Man, there's going to be a lot of San Antonio talent out there. I was just at Ray Rodriguez's gym, and we were talking about it, and the whole thing is San Antonio against the world, It has always been that way. So with that being said, it'd be good to see a lot of the talent coming out of San Antonio, being able to be on front stage and be able to see what's going on here. Oh, that'd be great. As far as my sponsors, you got some Mission Concepts, out of Rodrigo Pinero, Pete Spratt, and man, we just got a lot of things going on, and I just want everybody to be out looking for us and watching for everybody that's coming out of San Antonio. A lot of talent coming out. Just waiting for it to explode. No,
definitely, man. Richard, man, I do thank you once again. For everybody out there listening up, FuryFC 49 will be going down the 29th. This is going to be here in San Antonio at Cowboys Dance Hall. If you can't make it, tickets are going fast. You can watch the fights on UFC Fight Pass that night. So with that being said, listen up and follow up.